What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Monday, April 4th, 2022, and this is the Amc Gme and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. I hope you had a great day in the market today. Gonna go over the regulars, the snake algo for all three, and macro comparatives for all three. So with that said, let's dig in. On your screen is AMC and my snake algo. AMC finished the day up 0.04%, down 0.82 in after hours at 23.12. The snake that is showing is a clip from Wednesday that's fulfilled Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now today, 100% fulfillment. Again, I talked to y'all about this, letting these play out until diversion and then clip, and that's what I'm doing here. I do have somewhat of a potential expectation of diversion either at some point tomorrow. If it does fulfill in its entirety tomorrow, then this is what I am expecting potentially as the movement. Short-term move upside and or consolidation here, followed by obvious downside and the W formation to be put in. If it does not divert prior to that. If it does, I will be clipping this, as some of you know. And if not, I'll let it go ahead and fulfill until it diverts and look for a potential new snake tomorrow. So that is the snake algo currently for AMC. The macro comparatives for AMC. There are a few of them. We went over them last night. I'm going to breeze right through them real quick. The macro comparative from the macro descending wedge prior to the January 2021 run-up. I've explained all of that. Here's January run-up. Here's May run-up. And I talked about price movement fulfilling in between those two after it got suppressed here and did not get its breakout of the macro descending wedge. It has continued to do that today and with a good fulfillment of that projection on the macro time frame. By the way, we're looking at the 4 hour. Potential movement going into tomorrow looks like the continuation of the fulfillment of this W and potentially the initial move up here, not the whole move tomorrow in this position, just this first portion of the move up that this is indicating right now in this position. Then this exact same comparative, by the way, I've called this the compressed version of it, and I have overlaid it in its entirety over the current macro descending wedge that we were just in, that we just broke out of. And then there's an extended version of this that I had shown a while back and stopped showing for a little bit, but I believe it's relevant again here. And I explained that in last night's video as well. So for any kind of context or reference, go check that out. This is the only downside one as far as generalized perspective of the macro movement and it being downside that I have. However, you see where it's been essentially candle for candle from about a month ago until current, and it continued that streak today. The indication of that, obviously, moving forward, it appears to me like potentially a gap down tomorrow morning. Potentially. Maybe not right out of the gate. Maybe a real quick consolidation and or potentially gap down if I don't have this exactly right tomorrow morning. And then obviously the generalized perspective of that movement is continuation to downside. I believe if this ends up being the comparative that we're in and that we're going to follow, we're going to know almost immediately. I believe I'll probably know tomorrow. I feel like I will anyways. Then there's the macro comparative from prior to the May-June run-up. And this is something close, similar to the current snake, maybe not indicating as much downside, but nonetheless, the W formation, this has continued to fulfill in that manner as well. And you'll see here in a minute, it's just like the Big Brother and similar to the compressed version of the macro comparative from the macro descending wedge. Fulfillment of and continuation of this W formation. And then tomorrow, what it looks like is just this initial move up here in this W. The first leg of the parabolic move that comes from this comparative appears to not indicate that happening until Thursday-ish. So first thing here, first indication from this is this initial move up into this W. Again, a couple of these are these W formations, but they're a little different. You know, bigger than the other one, smaller than the other, and then obviously parabolic move from this. Whereas the other ones have a move up, but then they get stuffed and get rejected and come back down. And you'll see that here in a second with with this Big Brother. And then last but not least is the Big Brother fractal that I've explained again in previous videos. For context, if needed, go check those out. Here is its indication, fulfillment. Again, today, good indication, similar to the other ones with the W formation, then a move to the upside. This does not, just like the last one we just looked at, does not indicate this leg up until potentially the latter part of the week. It does indicate potential short-term downside, but nonetheless, this macro W fulfillment as well. Those are all the macro comparatives that I put on the table last night. And again, I was only covering 2 of these, but I put the other 2 on the table because a lot of y'all reached out to me because of all the, the horse shit that I feel like social media is and can be at times, is you all are seeing, and you wanted me to show you those. So that's the only reason I'm showing multiple macro comparatives for this. And I guess we'll just keep looking at them, right? Doesn't hurt to stay out in front. And like I always say, be prepared for everything and surprised by nothing. So that's AMC in a nutshell. GME. The snake Algo for GME is the blue. Let me move this out of here. Again, exact same snake functionality as the AMC snake, the clipping days and everything. Again, Wednesday clip fulfillment, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and again today, 100% fulfillment. Again, I will use the same formatting with how I'm going to proceed with AMC. I'll use that alike with GME. Therefore, if this does continue to fulfill in its entirety, you can see what the indication is from this moving forward into tomorrow potentially. And then again, if it diverts prior to market open, I'll clip today. If it diverts midday, intraday, and or fulfills this in its entirety, I will be looking for a new snake potentially tomorrow. And I do have somewhat of a potential expectation of that potentially happening tomorrow. Of a new snake potentially, according to what I have documented. I've talked to y'all about that as well in previous videos. If it were to continue in that manner, then I do believe I would potentially see one tomorrow. And then there's the Big Brother macro comparative for GME. Oh, let me move the snake out of here so you can see it. Right there it is. Again, this macro W, GME seems to be in a little bit of a different nuanced position, and this Big Brother fractal's slightly different than AMC's, but it comes from the same place that AMC's Big Brother clip comes from, and macro comparative does come from, but they are a little bit nuanced, just like we saw in the intraday movements today. GME and AMC do for the most part move together, but they are nuanced and different at times, and their macro structure and macro chart from even just the previous year are completely different. So anyways, that's the indication of that Big Brother fractal and Big Brother comparative on GME for potentially tomorrow and then beyond. And then last but not least, SPY. I've been using a macro comparative in 2 different positions from the 08-09 correction and crash on current. I call the red one the extended version, the blue one the long-term version. Those 2 and the snake, which is the yellow, were all indicating the short-term move to the upside today, and that is exactly what fulfilled. Obviously, they are opposite moving forward, and there is going to be a diversion and hopefully a definitive direction picked by price action to validate and or invalidate one or the other here coming up hopefully this week. But it got that fulfillment. Obviously, the indication of the extended version red is to the downside, and for the blue is either consolidation and or movement to the upside. The snake algo for SPY has been clipped the exact same as AMC and GME last Wednesday. However, the previous snake for SPY led 2 weeks and 1 day. So there maybe have to be some adjustments made to this one if it's going to do the same as the previous one did for SPY. If it does not, I do believe I have it in the position that it belongs in. The indication today from it was upside movement. That fulfilled 100%, almost spot on, candle for candle, almost on the 1 hour, as you can see there. And indication going into tomorrow with the snake algo is obvious downside here. So that's what I have right now for all three, AMC, GME, and SPY, for wrapping up today, updating today, and prepping for tomorrow. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. Do y'all's thing. Like, comment, interact on the video. Quick reminder, I will not be live here tomorrow morning unless things were to pop off crazy to the upside, and or obviously if there was some catastrophic thing to the downside tomorrow, we would all come out here and live stream together. But it is planned, it is a planned Discord day for me tomorrow, so I'm not planning on being out here live. However, I will be putting out an update and preparation video tomorrow night after market close, like always. So if we do not come out live tomorrow and nothing goes crazy and pops off, I will plan on seeing you all, talking to you in the update preparation video tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Later.